This video is for Rational Roundtable, who has made a few generalizations about me in comments and has tried to back them up. And I just feel like maybe I can use this as an opportunity for people to learn where I am politically in case they want to make statements about where I am politically. So, this is politicalcompass.org, and it's somewhere that a lot of people have made videos about where they fall on this political compass. So I'm just going to do this as quickly as I can because right now I have the 15-minute limit. So, here's the test. Page 1 of 6. If economic globalization is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. I'm going to agree on the slightly, not the strongly. I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. Strongly disagree. No one chooses his or her country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. I am going to disagree because you can be proud of your country regardless of, the randomness of being born there. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. No. Big, strong disagree. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Strong disagree. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. I'm going to slightly agree. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. Strongly disagree. I love it when my information is entertaining. In fact, here's the hidden tab. Right there is the Colbert Report. I just paused it when I had this thought to take the political compass in front of all of you. Okay, next page. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality. I agree with that because people who... I'm going to strongly agree because people who are in the highest class can just get passports and, jump from country to country. Sadly, not everyone in our country has a passport or the ability to see other countries. And the one thing that can get you more countries to see is your class or your amount of money that you have. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. Disagree. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. I'm going to agree. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. I'm going to disagree. Let's see. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product. Strongly disagree. Anything that you can brand by adding just a little bit more quality to it, I think, is awesome. And drinking water isn't just basic when it's in those bottles, There's all sorts of methods for cleaning, or maybe they just get it from a pure mountain, Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. I'm going to strongly disagree, although I do fret that there is no commons for people to be able to retreat out of the system from. There's nowhere people can go where the law can't evict them from it nowadays because all the land is either owned by the government or by private citizens. But I do think that making land a commodity and even making waters a commodity has served to protect those lands and waters. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Uh, Gonna agree. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. Uh, I'm going to disagree. If we're going to have a completely capitalistic society, um, these protections are not a necessity. The necessity is to let some companies die and let trade adapt. Let's see. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. Um, Disagree. The rich are too highly taxed. Disagree. Um, and the question before that, the only social responsibility of a company. I believe that those shareholders can have other interests than profit. So that's why I disagreed on that. And the rich are too highly taxed. If they were, then they would probably be a lot less rich, and we wouldn't be calling them that. We'd be calling them the upper middle class. Let's see. Those with the ability to pay should have the right to higher standards of medical care. I agree. Governments should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Yes, I agree. In some circumstances, uh, of course, there's always advertising that just blows things out of proportion, but um, I think governments do that anyway. So I don't understand why that question's there. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. Disagree. In practice, it doesn't work. Uh, the freer the market, the freer the people. I'm going to agree, although sometimes I believe that you can get more of one freedom by limiting another freedom, just slightly, a little bit. Taxes for social programs are my biggest example of that. Let's see, next page. This is probably going to have to be a two-parter video because of my, 15-minute limit. Abortion, when the woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal. Strongly disagree. All authority should be questioned. Strongly agree. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Strongly disagree. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. Well, it shouldn't be expected, but I'm putting disagree because of the way that it's worded. I don't even agree with. There is a benefit that can be gained from propping up a business that could not survive on a commercial basis, especially in the arts. And I think if the taxpayers decide to go ahead and do that, then that's okay. Because they're realizing the benefit of theaters, museums, libraries. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. Disagree. All people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. Strongly disagree. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Disagree. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. Agree. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Strongly agree. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find jobs. I'm only slightly going to agree there, and I'm really only slightly agreeing there. I really don't think that you should only learn that which your employer wants you to know. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. Disagree. The most important thing for children is to learn, or the most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. I'm going to agree. There are no savage and civilized peoples. There are only different cultures. Disagree. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. Agree. When you are troubled, it's better to not think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. Disagree. First-generation immigrants can never fully be integrated within their new country. Disagree. What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us. Strongly disagree. No broadcasting institution, however independent, its content should receive public funding. Disagree. And I'm going to continue this in the next video.